Google I/O 2025 just wrapped up, and we've got some serious updates to Gemini, a reworked search, and big leaps in creative AI tools. At this point, it's pretty clear Google is not chasing OpenAI or XAI. They are building an AI layer into every product they own. Search, Chrome, Android, and Workspace, all powered by their own Gemini. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to cover key updates from their 2-hour keynotes, and we'll also talk about where this puts Google in the AI race. Let's start with the biggest update of this year, Gemini. Google launched 2 models, Gemini 2.5 Flash and Gemini 2.5 Pro, their current flagship model. On paper, Pro beats GPT-4o on several benchmarks including LM Arena, which tests maths, reasoning, and language. It also brings a new deep think mode designed for multi-step logic like coding or academic questions. But it still limits to trusted testers, so we don't know how well it performs in real workflow. What you can try right now is Gemini 2.5 Flash, which is the lightweight version. It's tuned for speed, efficiency, and cost, 20 to 30% fewer tokens per output. It tested it out through Google AI with faster responses and still supports multimodal inputs like text, images, and code. In fact, compared to GPT 3.5, Flash feels more responsive. And if you've used Grok on X, it's faster and more capable, especially with multimodal prompts. Next, we have Gemini Live. This brings real-time AI conversations to Android and iOS devices, somewhat similar to ChatGPT voice mode, but it's free, way more integrated, and comes with camera and screen sharing. Inside the Gemini app, you can tap the Live button, grant permissions, and it opens your camera. I tested this by pointing it at my desk setup and asked what it sees. It described my laptop, recognized a mic, and even noticed the lights fairly accurate. Honestly, the screen sharing mode is more useful. Once it's on, Gemini can see whatever on your screen, application, docs, anything, and you can ask it to summarize what's on the screen or just get a feedback. It does all of that in context. Now, my main concern here is privacy. Screen sharing means the model has access to everything you are seeing, like emails, personal files, banking apps, if you leave them open. Google does offers on-device processing for some tasks and privacy controls to disable it, but cloud-based processing raises concerns. One of the most foundational changes was in Google Search. They have now introduced a dedicated AI mode powered by Gemini 2.5. What this does is layer structured AI-generated answers on top of your traditional search. So instead of just links, it gives summaries, comparisons, and even charts. Plus, it's fast and well integrated. If you've used tools like Perplexity, the experience is very similar. But where it gets interesting is how Google blends in your personal context. If you search for something like cheap flights this weekend, it can factor in your previous trips or email confirmations. It's efficient, but again, it depends on how much access you are comfortable giving it. Still, in terms of utility, AI mode makes search feel closer to an assistant than a search engine. Where this starts to blend into something more autonomous is their agent mode or Project Mariner. This is the early version of what Google wants Gemini to eventually become, an AI that doesn't just respond but acts. You give it a goal and it completes steps on your behalf, like booking tickets, scheduling a meeting, or managing your inbox. In the demo, they asked Gemini to find apartments under a specific budget. It pulled listing, made a table, and even offered the scheduled tours with the person typing anything. It's in early stage and not public yet. Now let's talk about what Google is offering for developers. And this part honestly got less attention in the keynote. First up, we have Stitch, Google's new UI generation tool. It's clearly designed to compete with tools like Figma AI and Framer. But what makes it different is that it's code first. You give it a rough sketch or prompt, even just a handwritten wireframe, and it converts that into actual front-end code. It doesn't just generate mockups, it gives you usable components. Right now, it works best with Material 3, which makes it ideal if you are building Android applications or Chrome-based interfaces. They also introduced Jules, an asynchronous coding agent that integrates with GitHub. You can assign it tasks like update dependencies or migrate to Python 3.12, and it runs that job in the background, commit changes, and gives you a summary when it's done. It's useful for repetitive tasks and version bumps, but you still need to review the output, and it's not reliable for anything architectural. Think of it more like offloading grunt work, not writing logics. If you're maintaining a bunch of projects or running cleanups across multiple repos, this could be a time savior. Next, we have a bunch of creative AI tools, including VO3, Imagen, and Flow. We won't go in deep on each, but here's what they do and how they compare. VO3 is Google's latest video generation model, and the big shift this year is audio. That includes mouth movement, tone, and even environmental effects like waves or wind. It's not perfect, but it's far ahead of where VO was last year, and in many ways a step beyond what we have seen from Sora. That said, clip length is still short, and it's not available through $249 a month, the AI Ultra plan. Another limitation, you don't fully own the output, but VO clips are editable through Flow, which brings scene level control into the process. Flow is an AI filmmaking tool that works together with VO, Imagen, and Gemini. You can direct a shot, lock in details, then build the next scene without starting from scratch, which makes it great for short film storytelling, ad boards, and MVP level product demo. They've also upgraded Imagen 4 to support 2K resolution and render much finer visual details, especially with lighting, texture, and typography. So what does all of this points to? In short, Google is not trying to win the model race outright. They are playing to their strength, which is integration. Rather than one standalone AI application, they are turning every Google product into an AI surface powered by Gemini. Compared to OpenAI, Gemini might not be as conversational, but Google's edge is distribution. It's already in your browser, phone, email, calendar, and that's something competitors can never match. But Google still has to work on the pricing and accessibility, as a lot of advanced tools like VO3, Flow, and even Gemini in Chrome are locked behind the AI Ultra plan, which starts at $249 a month, and DeepThink, arguably one of the most useful features, still not in public. So while the demos are impressive, most users won't experience the full potential anytime soon. That said, if you're already using Android, Gmail, or Workspace, even the free tier features are starting to change how these tools work. And if Gemini keeps improving at this pace, it's going to be hard to ignore, whether you are a casual user or a builder. Comment below what features you are most excited to try, and subscribe for more AI Big Talks.